Now let's go to probably the next level of pain, which are the bar chords, which I mentioned earlier. Bar chords allow you to do all these rock tunes. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to review this again. The bar chords, there's a couple things you want to know about the bar chords. One is you want to be able to form the bar chords. As I mentioned, they're based off of E and A. And you can also do the variations. Remember, E, E minor 7, E7, E minor 7. A major 7, A7. You can do those on the bars too. So that allows you to play all the different chords. But this is going to, again, require a lot of practice. So we play the E chord like this, but switch it to this fretting, freeing up your index finger so you can slide it up a half note to an F and bar it. I remember when I first learned the bar chords, my first thought was, get the fuck out of here. That is never going to happen. You'll probably end up like this, right? But if you just do it over and over again, build up the strength in your hand, and you will be able to do it. Right? That's an F, E, F. Right? Let's just start with E and F for now. I'll explain how we go up the neck in a second. E and F. And remember, now take the variations and apply them to the chord. E, F. Watch this. E, F minor. I know this is going to be hard. That's an F minor. That's an F7. It's even hard for me to play it sometimes. Especially, it's harder. It's actually easier to play the bar chords right around here. Right? So, F minor 7. And you can even put your pinky there if you're really. So that's your F. And your variation, you can't do an F major 7 actually is played like this. That's a special open chord. You can actually play an F like this too. Right? You can't play a major 7 in this sort of E variation of a bar chord. The other bar chord that we learned is based off of A, and that one's a little more flexible. Right? A. So instead of playing the A like this, play the A like that with your fingers freeing up, again, your index finger, slide it up to a B flat. I'll explain why that's B flat in a moment. And bar it, A chord, right? And now A minor. Remember, it's similar to A to A minor. And you actually notice the A minor is very similar to the B flat. I'm sorry, the B flat minor is very similar to the F major. Going back and forth. Practice, that's a minor 7, you lift up your pinky, similar to the B minor 7, A minor 7. And then major 7, this is a B flat major 7. Pretty simple. I actually wrote a song with all major 7s. You could also do a suspended, right? So A, remember, suspended is the one that kind of needs to go somewhere. I played it previously like this. But I can go like that. It's really hard. So if I go up to B flat, so very often. So with these bar chords, you can now crawl up the neck and play all the other notes. And in order to do that, you have to kind of memorize what are these notes as you start coming up here. And there's actually something you just got to know by memory, right? And if you have a piano, it's really useful because basically every fret corresponds to a note on the piano, right? A half step. So E, well, I'm not going to show you the piano. So it's important to know the notes on the frets for just two of the strings, E and A, corresponding to the E and the A variation of the bar chord. So for example, if this is an E, the first fret's an F, F sharp, G, G sharp or A flat, A, and notice the A's got the one dot. This is for the fifth fret. This is actually a very special fret right here. A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D. At this point, point, you're not really doing bar chords. You're kind of getting far up the neck. D sharp, or E flat, and you're back up to E. But most of the time, you're playing it right around here. You're not really going much higher than this. Like the song Smoke Two Joints. B minor, A, G. B minor, remember the minor, I'm lifting up my index finger. Smoke 2 joints in the morning, smoke 2 joints at night. My papa, she once told me to be a hard-working man. Now I mentioned that the fifth, the fifth fret is special, and the reason why it's special has to do with the way you kind of tune the guitar. And every guitarist needs to know this, which is this. If I hit the fifth fret, remember E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Well, this is also an A. If the guitar was perfectly in tune, these notes would be exactly the same. That's how you could actually, that's the old way you used to tune the guitar. And that's true for every string except for one of them. So this is A, this is a D, and the exception is this one. It's the fourth string on this one. You can tell if a guitar is in tune by going like this, or you can go. Exception. So with your E bar chord, you can play any note. So I guess the idea is to memorize this. And again, look at the dots. The milestones, or the places to look, is the tonic, the octave, the fifth fret, which sometimes has 2 dots, sometimes has 1. Fifth fret is an A, B. So just watch. If you want to play a G chord, it's right there. If you want to play B flat, it's right there. C chord is right there. That's Freebird. I can't change. Won't you fly? Oh, Freebird, yeah. Let's practice. Watch it. Like that. It's going to be hard, but you'll get it, right? It's easier on the electric guitar, but don't go to the electric guitar until your hand is so strong you can handle the acoustic. And then when you go to the electric guitar, you're going to be a monster because those strings are a lot easier to hit. Okay, so now let's go to the A form of bar chord. And what are those notes? And again, get to the piano if you want to. A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, back to A. So if you want to hit an E, you can hit it like this, or you can hit it with the A form bar chord on this fret because this is an E. That note's an E, so therefore that's an E. This note's a B, so therefore that's a B. So B, E, A, so you just pick out chords. E flat. E flat is a tough chord for the guitar because the guitar is in the key of E. Guitarists hate E flat. Pianists love it. Guitarists hate E flat because this is the key of E, right? In order to go E flat, you've got to go down one, and you can't. So E flat is all the way up here. So if you want to play an E flat, you're kind of like, or you can play it here. And again, you're going to remember that on the fifth string. So this form bar chord is always related to the note on the A string, because this is based on the A chord, A bass. And if you're doing this form, the note is based off what the note is on the sixth string. So again, the sixth string notes correspond to this form, and the fifth string notes correspond to that form, right? And you can do your variations. E flat, E flat major 7. And you can do 7. Something in the way, that's high, she moves. Lift up my middle finger. Attract me like no other. I don't remember what the other chord is. I'm in the wrong key here. But actually, that song is in the way she moves. Attracts me like no other. F lover. Yep. Or I can play it down here. Something in the way she moves. Attracts me like no other lover. So now you have everything you need to know to play pretty much any chord, any I should say major chord, every common chord. There are many other chords like augmented, diminished, 13ths and things like that, which we won't get into because those are things that are variations where, you know, if you're supposed to play an A13, you can just go ahead and play an A. I mean, or an A7. These 13s and other things you can learn at another time. Another type of chord to learn is a variation on the bar chords. And if you don't want to play the bar chords, here's a way to kind of cheat, and it works really great on an electric guitar. Watch this. If I want to play an A, I can learn the A bar chord. But I can cheat. I can just play the bottom 2 strings. I don't even have to finger the rest of it. I can just go like this. A lot of people cheat and do this, but real guitarists do use it. These are called power chords, right? So again, think of what I'm playing here, and just don't use these other notes. I can just go like this, and just hit the 2 notes. I'm just hitting those 2 notes, and the great thing is it doesn't matter if it's major or minor. So this is an A, and I can do the same thing 1 string up. Again, that 5th string, this is an A, this is a D. So very often, blues players will play those notes, and what they'll actually do, I'm going to teach, the last thing I'm going to show you here are some blues riffs. Blues riffs very often are played in many ways. Like you can go, blues very often will use the dominant 7th, right? Not the major 7th, the dominant 7th, right? It's a blues sound. This is an A. A7th or dominant 7th. So if you don't know what the 12-bar blues is, I'll show you quickly what that is and how you can play it on the guitar. Very common. They call it a 1-4-5, and again, best to learn it on the piano. The chords are in the riff is the 1, the 4, and the 5, and you've already seen the 1, 4, and the 5. Very easy to see with bar chords. It goes like. That is one of the most common chord progressions. 1, 4, 5, 4. 1, 4, 5. Good love. Oh, wild things. Well, it turns out the blues is based off of that basic pattern. Here's a 12-bar blues. They call it a 12-bar blues because each bar is 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice what I'm going to do here, just to show you, I'm going to put my pinky right there. It's very common. It's actually a 6th here, right? So this is a very common blues thing to do. So play your power chord, but put your pinky. For a great guitarist, your pinky is half your hand because your pinky can really extend up here. Great guitarists do this. It's very hard to use your pinky when you get started, but if you want to really play the blues, you can just hit that note right there. So you're actually going from a 5th, this is actually a 5th, to a 6th, to a dominant 7th. That was a 12-bar blues. 12-bar blues goes 1, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3, 4. 9, 2, 3, 4. 10, 2, 3, 4. 1, 11, 4. 12, 2, 3. Back to the top. somebody else will be playing the leads on that one. So, so now you can learn again. Pick your tunes. Pick your Beatles song. Like here's another example of a very simple song. I saw her standing there. Kind of 12 bar-ish. Well, she was. Remember, when you start singing, it's always important to start on the right note. That's what most people don't understand. Pick the right key. That's good for your voice. And make sure you start on the right note. Because if you don't start on the right note, it's going to be a fucking train wreck. Okay? But she was just 17. But she was just 17. And you know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. I couldn't dance with another. Oops, it's a slightly different chord, but the rest of them are very similar. Are very familiar to you. When I saw her standing, and since this is a kind of bluesy song, instead of playing the A, play the A7. Let's pick up your pinky. Well, she looked at me, and I could see, and before too long, I fell in love with her. You know, I'll do power chords with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there. I do the whole song with just these two notes, these two power chords. Well, my heart went boom as I crossed that room, and I held her hand in my hand. All right, so there we go. Practice away. Remember, calluses, pain. It's going to be a lot of work, but if you really want it, you'll be able to do it. And now with everything going on, fuck it. Why not? Why not just do it? Spend the time, build up your hands, and go out and be a freaking rock and roller. Thanks.